Let the meltdown begin. MMA Meltdown on the Fight Network. I am Gabriel Morency. Let's do this thing. Ultimate Fighter winner style. We've got the Tough Nations winner. Elias Theodorou is going to join me in studio in a couple of moments' time. Going to run the gauntlet with them. Sort of throw a bunch of questions at him and see what he pitches back at us. We got some wicked, crazy, violent videos of the week. There were so many violent videos out there. We actually had to leave some out this week, but we got some great knockouts to wrap up the show with. Speaking of great knockouts, what a fight the other night. We didn't get any knockouts just because both those dudes' chins are made of freaking steel. As whatever Miocic and Junior Dos Santos got paid, it wasn't enough. Junior Dos Santos landed 123 of those freaking hammers, man. 123. They broke a record for a heavyweight fight. 222 significant punches landed. Those guys were throwing like freaking welterweights in there. To that I say bravo, man. Bravo. We got a lot of stuff lined up for you, so whatever, man. We'll cut the small talk. My feet hurt. We'll be right back. MMA Meltdown continues. MMA Meltdown on the Fight Network continues. I am Gabriel Morency. As you can see, I'm not alone this evening in studio here at the Fight Network. We welcome the Ultimate Fighter, Tough Nations winner. He's been on the program with us in the past. We've got Elias Theodorou kicking it with us. Elias, it's great to see you, man. How you doing?
The pleasure's all mine. Thank you for having me. I'm doing great.
Well, we've had you on the program over the phone in the past, but we invited you in studio. We really appreciate you taking the time to be with us in studio. Ton of stuff that I want to get to with you, so let's just jump right in. Robin Black of the Fight Network's part of your management team. We had Robin on the program last week, and we were talking about the CM Punk arrival in the UFC, and Robin's a pretty chill dude. Dude's always smiling. Hey, man, how about this fight coming up? He's always very excited. He was pretty angry. He sort of has the same attitude as Nate Diaz does, and I brought your name up. I said, hey, you're an up-and-coming fighter. You've got a name, and you're also somebody that the UFC can market as well. You should place a call in and put your name in the hat for the CM Punk fight. And Robin was like, oh, God, no, absolutely not. But I tweeted you, and you retweeted it. So you might feel a little bit different than your management team does.
Well, no, it's in the idea that obviously CM Punk's a big name, right? And that's a huge opportunity. And right off the bat, I, along with other people, like you had Bizbang doing the same thing, and a couple other people here and there, especially 170
right now.
Yeah, because again, you don't know exactly where he's going to be in. And again, it's a little bit of a freak show, a sideshow of what it is in a sense. Honestly, my take on it right now, he doesn't deserve to fight me being 11-0. The idea that he's now 0-0 with no actual amateur professional background other than wrestling. He's an actor, an aggressive actor is what he is. So does that mean that George Clooney gets to jump in next? Does that mean whatnot? I understand at his point why he would want to come in. He's been off TV for a while. Not that he needs money, but this is a money grab in the sense that he may be getting $500,000 to $1 million to play fighter. And without any, again, with the idea, it could be a whole troll. Who knows how much he's actually training?
Well, no, that's exactly. I think he's probably better than he's letting on.
For sure.
I think that's one thing, that he's better than he's letting on. But I agree with you. And I threw it out there for you, sort of to get your name out there, right? You got to play the marketing game, the media game. That's what it's all about. You would have taken it, but I get it, though, because Cathal Pendred's tweeting out there saying, I just won the lottery, and you're an Ultimate Fighter winner. As you stated, you're 11-0. You've got your future ahead of you. You're not really looking to win a lottery. You're looking to work your way up the ladder and earn it, right?
Yeah, it's about the career. And then again, this is a little bit of a shy show, but it is a payday. So I'd be lying if I say I wouldn't take it. But to put it in perspective, my thought process behind it is the idea that I'm 11-0, and he needs to fight the Green Power Ranger. That makes more sense. Which is a ridiculous.
Pretty tough, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a 7th degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Jason David Frank, this guy's pretty tough, actually, man.
He's 1-0 professionally, which puts it in the context of Dana White and any commission to allow it to happen. He's probably going to have to only fight a 1-0, 1-1. He's not just going to.
Well, that's why I thought the Pendred stuff was a little strange, because he's 15-2.
Yeah.
The dude's got 17 fights. He is Conor McGregor's buddy, so you figured, okay, maybe they're going to throw that camp a bone. Now, you're Canadian, so you watch hockey, you watch the NHL a bit. Just because you like the NHL doesn't mean you get to play with the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? And Nate Diaz was saying this, and I said the exact same thing when CM Punk was signed. Stefan Struve might be 7 feet, but he's not playing in the NBA. Is it an insult to everybody else? Is it an insult to somebody such as yourself that puts years into the gym to make a name for yourself, and then somebody comes in? Or is it a business and it is what it is? And, more pay-per-view hits, isn't that good for everybody involved?
Honestly, there's a lot of column A, column B's, and probably Z's. You know what I mean? The idea that, again, I understand why he did it. It's a payday. He probably is used to a certain lifestyle, and getting $1 million to play fighter for real it makes sense. Does it make sense on the other side for the UFC? Sure, in a business aspect, but I think it is a little bit of a sideshow. Let's call a spade a spade. But with that being said, if we're just looking at the idea of it's a business and the bottom line, then let's throw George Clooney in there, because I think he's got a lot more of a following.
And, speaking of a business, it's a big business, and right now Reebok is a part of this business. Seems that, there's a lot up in the air with this. And like you said, man, there's not two sides to every story. There's usually 16 sides to every story. So I imagine, for the guys at the top, the uniform deal, I understand Ronda Rousey and John Jones just signed
just got
a partnership. So they're going to be fine. Maybe the guys in the middle get played a little bit, but I'm thinking there's not a ton of sponsorship money out there, is there? What's your experience been so far? Since you won the Ultimate Fighter, has it been difficult attracting sponsors? And
no, to be completely honest, for me, myself, I did, not to drop any names, in my first professional fight, I did better than most people I know.
You're more marketable than most as well, right?
To put in perspective, also, about 70% of my sponsorship was outside of MMA. So I think a lot of it has to do with the idea, again, there's certain aspects to it, like the idea of what the cost is for a conflicting, sponsor to come in. Let's say a t-shirt company comes in, well, they have to pay the certain amount of money. But when one of my financial corporations comes in, they don't have to pay that money. They just give me the money. So there's ways around it, and there's ways to make money. Again, nothing just falls in your lap. But with that being said, I'm all for the idea that us as fighters are all in it together. And I know people that have 5 UFC fights and only made less than $2,000. That's not what a professional athlete should do. So without the actual numbers being out there, I'm for the idea as my friend or other people that aren't making any money.
If there's all this money on the table, you guys should be getting some, right?
Yes, and if the idea that I have to sacrifice a little bit to make sure that he gets more than $2,000, that he can actually be a professional athlete and actually have a livable wage, then I'm all for that. I think we're all in it together, and we're all professional athletes, and honestly, give a little, take a little, and it's a huge opportunity for someone that has put their dues in. I'm only 2 fights in. I can't really complain. And honestly, with my contract and basically where I sit marketing-wise, blah, 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 I'm in a good position. So I'm willing to sacrifice and I'm willing to give, because that's the kind of person I am.